Alright, g'day everyone, welcome to a surprise video. You might be thinking, hey Peru, the channel's been on hiatus because your computer gave up and you're waiting for a new one, aren't you? And the answer is yes. It should be coming early next week though, at which point I'll mount the old drives, get my saves for Terra Invicta and all that loaded up, and hopefully resume from there. But I've set up on a computer that I literally borrowed today to have a look at this preview title. The publisher, Hooded Horse, has given me chance to have a look at this title before it comes out. I've never seen it before really, but I'm told it's an in-depth medieval city/town builder that has been produced by a development team of one person primarily over the course of several years. And the idea was interesting enough that I was like, yep, I'm happy to have a look. This is basically blind. I have made sure the game runs, I have gone in, I have found some buttons, but other than that, I'm going to be fumbling around. So if you want someone who's a pro at a game, another channel is probably your best bet. But if you want someone who's clicking through it for the first time, stick with me and let's play some Manor Lords. Okay, so let's jump in, and as I said, other than loading up the game once to try and figure out where the buttons were, this is completely blind. I have, however, pre-set up our customized shield for our region. I originally was looking for a spider and a red-blue-white combination, but no such luck, so we're going to go with this familiar pattern. And I think I'm going to go with this bloke, and let's name him Slav, because that basically guarantees that whatever we do is going to be great. I'm sure two people out there got the joke at least. Alright, so you customize your shield, customize your character, jump in. In the demo version I'm playing, there are 3 game modes. Basically, Rise to Prosperity is you build a lovely town and then you win or you continue to go endless. There is no combat, so think easy, peaceful city builder mode. On the Edge is you are under attack from day 1. And you win by reaching the large town level and surviving everything that gets thrown at you. The middle option, which is the default, so I'm going to trust the devs here and go with it, is that you load into a game where there is another NPC player. They have some of the territory already claimed, plus there are bandits all over the place. But you don't have, and to win, you have to go to war with the other NPC and take all their stuff, but you get to pick when the war starts. So it's a city builder mode, but you have to use the war mechanics eventually to win, but you get to pick when that happens. So we're going to go that. I'm not going to play with any of those. Let's load in. And okay, here we are. Here we are on the big map, so we've just loaded in. The game is gorgeous, by the way. I hope it looks this good once I get it onto the new PC, or perhaps it'll look even better. So we have a territory. The map is made up of different regions, which looks like they can be claimed for some sort of resources, I don't know yet. Here's our NPC territories, I presume. So to win, eventually we need to invade his territory and throw him out, I believe. Don't quote me. Resource deposits. Oh, it's a bandit camp. Okay, so there's a military threat nearby. And we have spawned with some homeless people's tents. Well, if they have tents, they're not homeless now, are they? Okay, so we have some supplies set up, and this looks like our location. So what have we got nearby? We've got a rich deposit of wild animals. So not rich deposits of iron and stone to the, not sure if it's south, but down on the map. And a rich clay deposit. And some berries over there. And in a neighbouring region, we have rich iron. And I'm noticing rich means like lots. Like iron, that's 135 units. Rich iron is 1,952 units. So instantly I'm thinking, we're going to do a lot of first principles analysis in this game when it comes to how do you approach strategy games. We exploit the resources that are nearby. Because my understanding in this game is that every resource needs to be physically moved from where it is produced to where it is used. And at the start of the game, yeah, here we are. We have 1 oxen, which will be doing a lot of work. The oxen's name is apparently Lorenz. Okay, so Lorenz is going to be dragging our stuff everywhere, and we have to use the resources available to us, so looks like hunting for us to open with. And then as we expand, we're probably going to expand this way, because I want iron, because I'm assuming I can make lots of good stuff out of it. In particular, I'm hoping weapons, armor, things that we're going to then need to neutralize the brigands and eventually win our war. So I'm thinking expansion path this way into the corner, with our initial town obviously built here. We can collect some small resources along the way. That's the thinking. Let's move on to how on earth town design works and what we're going to build first. Okay, so I've paused the game while we think about this. We are in March, which means we are at the start of spring. I'm guessing the seasons in this are going to be very intense. I'm noticing winter says firewood consumption doubled, lack of firewood might cause freezing. Okay, so winter is going to be bad, which makes sense in a medieval setting. We're not sure exactly where we are in medieval Europe, but winter sucks in modern Europe, so here we are. Roads and cars, okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Medieval towns often have these flowing organic structures. You can freeform roads, you can make beautiful organic shapes. So of course, I'm going to build a grid. I'm going to build a grid with the goal of maximizing efficiency and minimizing travel time. So I think the grid is going to go something like... Because we're going to want to hunt. This will be our woods. I'm thinking we chop trees down over here. And then we build a small initial town in this space in the center. I have no idea how much space we're going to need or what sort of resource yields we're going to get. The game is not giving me a huge amount of information, but let's fumble around together. So I'm thinking, I did click around long enough to know that road building is just about the only thing in this game that is instant. So if we build a road like that, it doesn't have to be a perfect grid. Something like that. Over here. Might even be able to start, like, run parallel to these trees, something like this. It's not going to be perfect, but something. Like that. And then a crossroad like that. Take that as like a statement of intent. It's not perfect, but it's ours. And what we can do is sort of cross this road here. And these sort of spaces can be used for something. That's fine. There's a lot of really shapeable buildings, I believe, that you can fit into shapes like that. Alright, what do we need? We have 5 families. Every region has strengths and weaknesses. Yes, it does. I'll check out our fertility in a moment, but that's not what we need to start with. Looking at resources. We have stone, we have a little bit of timber, we have some tools, but most buildings, it looks like, need wood to start with. Inputs into resource economy, land, labour and capital. We have a fixed amount of labour. To get more labour, we need to build houses for them, which is something they need, and then so you get more labour, they produce stuff, and your economy grows. So we're going to want people. People means homes. Homes mean wood, and most capital in this game, most buildings mean wood. So what we want first and foremost is we'll chop down basically all these trees here. It'll give us expansion room, and it will give us wood. And we need food so our people do not die. I might be doing this wrong, but this is just what I think we need initially. So hunting camp looks like it gathers food. So we'll hunt. So we'll hunt those animals over there. That'll give us food and hides, and then we need to trade away those hides. I'm guessing there'll be a thing here. There we are, yeah, trading post. Or livestock trading post, Enables trading with travelling merchants, trade points, and are we at the edge of the map? Okay, so we trade off the edge of the map to the south. Okay, wonderful. So we use wood to build that too. Okay, so we can then trade away... Because I don't think we'll be using hides for anything straight away unless I start a leather industry. We can sell that for whatever we don't have in our starting area, which is basically nothing. Then we're going to need houses, which is these things here, Burgage plots. 2 wood per. Alright, living space for a family or 2, so we'll need at least 10 wood for that. And I presume we'll need water and a market for them. Okay, so there is room to create water. So I'm thinking a structure would be to build some houses and a well. So the well could be between like 2 rows of houses, and then in the midst we could have a band which is like this initial stockpile area. So we could build like a row of houses in the middle here or something, and just have them sharing off a line of like amenities and markets and things like that go in the middle, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the way to go. But initially, we've got hunter camp, we got that, we got that. If we build a row of think we'll probably build in this way. Let me just get an idea of how much space these will occupy. This is the 4-point construction system. And then I click. No, I can't, because not enough goods. Okay, so I can't preview the buildings. That is unfortunate, because what I wanted to know... Oh, it's obstructed. That's the problem. Okay, there you go. Alright, so even at the thinnest, almost at the thinnest, it can do the little extra bit. I'm guessing the extra bit is those expansions that the tooltip talked about. So we could build a whole bunch of houses facing the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of houses. That's a lot of families. That's a decent early start to a town. So this is actually a lot of space. We have more space than I thought we did. Like, if I take a road like that, yeah, that's expansion worthy. In fact, it's probably space inefficient because the houses at the end are getting more space. But you know what? That's where the important people can live. So this is initial housing space. So our initial well can go something like that. It's a little bit of a walk for the houses on the end, but they're closer to workspaces, so it's all going to balance out. So let's get drinking water, wood, and farming, and let's go. There's only one oxen that's going to have to drag all this. Unemployed families, it says here, families without an assignment will work on construction. So until we have workspaces, everyone should be building. And the hunting camp can be built without any resource input. So we should have families going off. There you go. Going off to flatten the ground and build that. While someone else has taken the oxen, dragging it over towards the logging camp. So my idea here is, straight away, we'll get food, wood production. Wood production is key because everything else is made of wood. And then we'll get up some basic workspaces. My priorities, water. Humans need water. They can live in the homeless tents. Then I probably want houses, because people are annoyed and homeless. And 1 or 2 hours of Frostpunk taught me how bad that is, although I will go back to Frostpunk at some point before the sequel releases, because I want to. But yeah, people need shelter. They respond badly to not having shelter. All good. And then what we can do is we can put some markets or support buildings in here, and then eventually if the town needs to expand, we can put another layer of houses. Life is good. And then if need be, this is a whole bunch of expansion room. It's clear land, so maybe farming? I'm not sure how to check the fertility. I'll figure that out at some point. Construction, farming, fields. Ooh, my okay, that's telling me about development points. Man, this region is this region's not good at growing stuff. If I want to grow stuff, if I want to grow rye, I can go south down here, but that's a bit of a walk. Like, space is inefficient. Make sure you build a logging camp. I am absolutely building a logging camp. Good that the game tells you not to soft lock yourself by using all your building materials. Okay, hunting camp is up. So we'll put 2 families in that. Get ourselves some that. Oh, the other thing we're going to need is storage. Storage buildings. Because I have stuff just sitting on the ground, so... Logistics, okay. Granary, 2 wood and 10 stone for storing food. Storehouse for storing everything else. So yeah, we can use this space in the middle that we're not using for houses to set up storages of basically everything else. So we could set up a storehouse over here, or maybe even here, next to the well. Logging camp is up. So let's go 3 families assigned there, 1 there, because we have a huge stockpile of food already. I'm just aware of the fact that when you get to winter, I presume you're not going to be able to grow food. But right now, logs, logs, logs. Go chop me wood. So 3/5, 60% of the workforce can go chop wood, 20% of the workforce can go hunt, and the remaining 20% can build stuff. So we'll need a storehouse. After the storehouse, I think granary. After granary, houses, I think. That's, at that point, we have food, water, shelter, and inputs of new capital. Then, I don't know. So let's speed up fast forward time 4 times. Let some wood come in. The timber is coming in. Families out here hunting. We'll need hides as well. We'll set the hunting limit here to 15, which I assume means don't hunt below 15. Not sure one family is going to be able to deplete that resource, but we're just going to hunt to gather here because apparently we're an agrarian society settled in the one bloody place on this map where you can't grow stuff. So this is going to be interesting. Well is being worked on. I'm actually considering taking the hunters off the farm long enough to get more buildings built quicker. Because the wood is coming in now. So let's go 2 construction crews. And let's establish a granary. Actually, no, I should stick to my plan of doing it centrally. Like that. Yeah. Storehouse is finished. Well and granary under construction. 7 timber. So yeah, look at them. They are clear felling. They're bringing in logs. They've got 2 in inventory. Oh, look, they've got 2 logs in inventory, and you can see the logs in inventory. Fantastic. Okay, well is now complete. Granary's under construction. So we now want to save up 10 timber, probably, to get our at least our 5 initial families into homes. Although, do I need to temporarily... I think I need to temporarily assign someone to this storehouse in order to drag all this stuff inside. We will also, I think, need... I'm noticing fuel here. Fuel consumed by Burgage plots in various workplaces. Okay, so people need to burn stuff in order to cook and not be cold and die. So, we will need to also chop wood for firewood, not just for building soon. But right now, I'm just rushing out as much construction material as I can. Granary under construction so that our people... There we are. Dude is loading up some hand carts and he'll move everything into the storehouse. Exposed goods. Goods stored here need to be moved to the granary. Yeah, okay, so if your shit's outside, it's not just offending my eyes. Apparently the weather can damage it. So yeah, we'll assign someone here long enough to drag all this stuff inside, then we'll unassign them. Then we'll put someone in the granary once it's finished to drag the food inside, just long enough again. Because I need work crews building stuff. Noting that right now I am not... Families request more market area. Yes, yes, I'll create you some market area. How about you just do what you're told and build some stuff right now. More wood, please. More construction, please. Just generically work faster. And not just because I sped up the time. Alright, granary is under construction. A lot of stuff to be moved over to the granary. It's our first stone using building. Okay, everything is inside. You don't need to be there anymore, go build. I feel like the oxen is going to be one of our limiting factors. Okay, we have 12 timber now.
had it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple. Come on, laddie. Come on.
That's a bit wonky. That's a bit less wonky. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses. Let's start with that. We can room to grow afterwards. We can build a crossroad in here, in case it's required. I'm sure the flexible plots for the rest of the houses can tolerate it. So this is neighbourhood number 1. Then we'll expand it here for some newcomers. But our 2 construction families are already going to struggle to get these houses up quickly. And then after this, I think trade post. Because we've brought in our first hide, I'm assuming I can sell that. That poor oxen. I would like to buy another oxen already.
Come on, come along.
My logistics, such a Perun playthrough, logistics are overstretched in like the first 10 minutes of playing. Alright, granary. I love the detail in the build animations. Like, look at, I mean, it's fast forwarding. But that's really cool. So they need one more log in order to complete that. Then we'll assign someone to quickly bring all that bread inside. We are running down our food stores because I am not producing any food right now. But that is a conscious decision. And then each of these is going to need the ox to make 2 trips from the logging camp. Okay, granary is finished. Assign 1 person just to bring the supplies inside. And then hopefully these houses can start and people can stop complaining about being homeless. Oh, and they want market stalls as well. You can have your market stalls. So, I think market stalls... Marketplace. Space for assigned families to set up their stalls, distribute produce. Okay, so... Marketplaces are where your houses go to get resources. That makes sense. So you don't just rock up to the granary, although I presume you can. You go to the market. And the market is tied to a building. Okay. This makes sense to me. House number 1, under construction. We have lots of wood now, so I'm going to dial that back. So we have 2 families. Now we have 3 families on construction. Let's toss 1 in the hunting camp. Because 2 families on construction is already, like, a lot. Okay, so I can order another ox for 20 regional wealth. That seems logical because the ox is busy all the time. And then this regional wealth I can also spend on other things. Backyard extensions. Well, there you go. That's how you spend the rest of your regional wealth. Okay, so... Oh, I love this. Okay. I love this. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4? Yes, multi-tiered housing. So, in the medieval era, I get a bit strange about medieval buildings or building sims that are always like, oh, you must build your house and your workplace. No, for a lot of people, the home is the workplace. So I can, using a bunch of resources... have like houses that are like, it's a house, but they also grow vegetables. It's a house, but they also raise chickens. It's a house, but they also bake bread. It's a house, but they also make clothes. It's a house, but they're also a blacksmith. It's a house, but they're producing shields. Or beer. Or ale. So, I'm liking passive yield of eggs. We'll give them some chickens. I like passive anything.
Where are the pegs? Oh, there they are.
Passive anything is good. So now I want to find more regional wealth because passive food creation is great. And if I'm giving people primarily meat, I'm assuming they're going to be happier if I give them more types of food. And so eggs will introduce a second sort of food into their diet. Because eventually we're going to run out of bread. Okay, the timber is coming along well. So with a really good supply of wood, I'm tempted to actually go double hunter. Because we've got 16 timber saved up. And the construction doesn't need more than 2 crews because the ox is the limiting factor. I also don't think I can eliminate the, don't think I can destroy the homeless camp, even once I have houses. We'll see. I would like that to disappear, because it is in my way.
Gave the old ox a handful of month-old drag. He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
Is there a reason that's not letting me...
Come on,
I mean, it's not a perfect grid. The homeless camp is inhibiting my design. That's okay. Administration. Residential. Oh, the church won't fit in there. Okay, so the church might have to sit in the area where the second set of houses will go. That's alright. Oh, that is so annoying that that doesn't fit. That's okay. Looks like the tavern and everything will go in the middle section, or rather this section. So instead, what we can do is get the market stalls going, I think.
If I have to spend another winter in
And we'll probably want another hitching post. You'll have to give me a bit to figure out where on earth everything is. Marketplace. Looks like I'm going to need some roads to help it out here. I'm not sure how many marketplaces we need, but let's start with this little area here. Not perfect, but it says 7 market stall locations, which sounds like it should be enough. Well-supplied marketplace is the lifeblood of your town. Assigned families will set up stalls automatically. Okay. Market supply and demand. Alright. Burning through a little bit of wood. Production over here is good. Might need to put someone in the storehouse. Okay, I'm not sure if they take this stuff to the storehouse by themselves, but let's hope they do. If not, I might have to temporarily assign someone there. And then when someone else comes...
Come along, lad.
Let's throw another hitching post over here for when the trader arrives with my ox.
Let's straighten this up.
No, I don't want my oxes to run away. Oh, my second ox is already here. Great, okay, that's super high priority then. So we'll build a second one. That should speed up the movement of resources. That's great. So we have one ox over there. That's Hans. I'm starting to think we might be in Germany. Anyone getting that idea? Erhard. Peter. Barbara. Yeah, I'm getting real Germanic vibes. Nice. Alright. This is good. Hitching post. Houses. Speed up. We're not quite stable yet because we don't have firewood and we don't have trade posts, but we are getting there. And we've got a decent amount of timber in storage for when I do my next housing expansion. Life is good. Okay, so I was just about to build some more houses here, or at least put them down, although I've got trade post. But apparently we have gone up a level because everyone now has houses. Saying, okay, so we've got some armaments that have been sent to us. Get more population, you need to have empty plots and approval above 50%. Mine is at 45 due to homelessness. Well, hopefully they won't be homeless for that long. They've got meat, they've got bread, they've got eggs, so they should have food variety. I've got a trading post that will construct, that'll let us buy stuff with all the hides that we're accumulating. We have 17 hides. We are burning down this wild animal deposit just a little quicker than I'd like. So let's take them off. Let's temporarily go... Just grab some extra logs temporarily. But I'm mostly excited about the fact this trading post should be up soon, and then we'll figure out if we need to put a family in it or whether it's passive, I don't know. But I want to get more of this money stuff so that I can get more, probably chicken coops set up. Like more passive egg production, because that'll run through, I'm presuming that'll run through winter, and it will also take pressure off our hunting deposit, because I'm not sure how well we can scale this. There's only, you can't hunt and gather your way into a giant metropolis. And my nearest secondary food source is this berry deposit all the way down here, which is a bit of a way to go. And like I said, like we saw before, the fertility in this area is pretty shit. Oh, this is the NPC sending me... Okay, so this is diplomacy. I can tell him that he has no rightful claim. Why the hell would I do that? Victory condition dominance. Alright, I can do that. Need food and fuel. Yes, I know. I'm also building a woodcutter's lodge that chops down firewood, because I presume consumption will begin to increase. So we'll get someone chopping that. I'm really a little nervous about how quickly labour gets allocated. Like, it's telling me it would want families in my granary and my storehouse. It wants families producing... I have 5 families. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buildings so far that accept labour. And a lot of them ideally want... Like, the logging camp wants 3 families in it. And just looking at the production chain, because we need to work up the production chain, we need planks as our next tier resource, and we're going to need more stone. To get a church, and to get a house for me. My house also needs to exist, the manor, which also needs planks. Which is, you know, this timber, but upgraded. So we're going to need a building that processes that, I imagine, and that's also going to take labour. I'm also a little bit nervous about... I need to figure out how the militia system works, because there are brigands just over there. Okay, so I can create a militia. I have people, I have spears. They'll then try and find the required equipment. I'm not going to hire mercenaries. Okay, I don't have enough people for it. Well, that makes a degree of sense.
Come on.
An unfortunate degree of sense. Is that my trading post done? Yes, my trading post is done. Trade. Materials. Okay, so I have to pay to establish trade routes.
Summer's coming soon, and soon the beating sun.
Alright, I don't have a horse. I didn't know I needed a horse. This is a learning experience.
This is heavier than it looks.
I may have wrecked myself. I may have built chickens instead of buying a horse.
Summer's coming soon. And soon
Because I want to export hides. I mean, I kind of want to sell some of the weapons that they gave me too. Let's remove that unit for the moment. Because I got 20 spears and 20 shields in storage. I'm thinking I could sell those.
It gets rainy like this and the wife when I get out of bed. Says her head hurts. I tell her maybe you didn't scream at me all the time, wouldn't hurt. Don't listen.
Oh, can't find a storehouse. No, no, okay. Alright, you can have your spear unit. You can have a spear unit. There, you happy? Alright, so trade. Alright, I can establish a trade route to sell firewood for a pittance. And that feels really inefficient. I don't want to sell firewood. But if I'm going to make up for my past mistake and sell the stuff I actually want, which is this... Oh, am I allowed to sell the chickens? Trading post. When employed, one family member travels to the nearest possible destination. Can you do it without a horse? Guess we're about to find out. We're about to find out if you need a horse to trade or not. It says stock goods for sale. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Because I've got what? 12 hides. I'm not sure what this... Oh, yeah, okay, materials. Yeah, so I've got 19 hides. That's enough for 80 wealth. That's enough to buy a horse to start getting the chicken coop spam going. Like, there's a lot of wealth potentially there. I just need to be able to actually sell it. So if I say I actually want, like, 4... Hopefully that causes this person to go gather up some stuff and go. I have 10 shields and 10 spears surplus as well.
Bring this here, move that there, on and on.
But apparently you can't do that without a dedicated route. Okay, so I can trade this stuff at least. Alright, leave with me. I'm going to figure this out. Figure out if I've completely destroyed my economy or not. Because I thought everything was going so well. Okay, so Peter here, who is assigned to the trade post, appears to be walking off the map. So I'm hoping that will mean I'm able to sell stuff. And go. I'm liking the food stocks. Food stocks are building up well. I've started cutting firewood. I've got some timber. I'm building somewhere to start processing that timber. I don't have agriculture and I don't have new migrants, but I also have +1 approval. So we should have new people arriving. But this is the real question. Have I destroyed my economy? Go, Peter. The man is literally carrying our entire settlement on his back. By which I mean he's carrying a collection of hides. Okay, I'm assuming you need to actually walk physically off the map. Go, bro. See, you don't need a horse. Transport it yourself. Oh, I need to go to this trade point. Okay, 9 wealth. Oh. Peter can't carry very much.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Peter can't carry very much. Peter can't carry very much at all. Okay, this is suboptimal. So what we really should have done, I think, is save 24 for this. Then a trader could come and buy all of our stuff, and then we could use that to spam chickens. That's crying or to buy a horse. I spoiled myself with the early ox and the early chickens, but it's okay. Life will go on. All right, we've got 2 more legends walking off the map. Hopefully this means another massive 4 wealth for me as they sell, artisanally sell 2 hides. 6 tools just got stolen. Well, I can't replace my tools, so that's a bit of a bugger. Stolen by nearby bandits. That's a lot of wealth that just got stolen. I wasn't aware that was a thing that could happen. So there we are. Up to 13 regional wealth. About halfway to what we actually need. I've got 2 families assigned to trade posts at the moment, and 1 building this wooden church. I could call up my 10 troops, but I'm not sure that would actually be enough to fight these outlaws. Because that looks like more than 10 blokes. So, yeah, that's a problem. Other than that, though, things are going okay. The church should make people happier, which should then cause people to... What I really want is people to move. I need more labour. Whether that's to handcart... Ooh, 17 wealth. Whether that's to handcart hides or whatever. Just give me the 24 frickin'... Because then I can take all the people off this, and the travelling merchant comes to me, and it's basically the same as having 2 more families. Plus I can then trade other stuff if I need. Woodcutter's Lodge has stabilised, but is not building up the firewood. The food situation is great. As in, like, I probably need to temporarily assign someone to the pantry. I also need to get logging production going again. Basically, I need these families back. 1 to go on logging, and 1 to be like Johnny on the spot running around. Or, if some families would love to move to my lovely grid square medieval town, that would also be great. Okay, so we now have a 6th family. So a family has migrated in, and the church has all the materials delivered, so that should be constructed, which should make people happier, which hopefully should get us some more families. I've got housing for 9 at the moment. I've got the last 2 on the end on pause, because, you know, I don't want to overgrow. But fuel is positive. Food is very positive, but we're going to hit our... there we are. Wooden church complete. We're going to hit the... sorry. We're going to hit the point where... But we are going to hit the point where we need to take someone off the hunting camp in a moment. I need to assign a family to the church? I'm not doing that. There is no way I'm doing that. I am not... Oh, everything needs so much labour. You make me do too much labour. The other thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get a stonecutter's camp up. I hope that doesn't mean I'm actually suffering from disease. Let's get a road built over here. And to avoid people having to walk through, we'll build a chop-through road here. Hopefully this area will get cleared by the firewood people eventually. And we'll get the stone cutting camp going down there. It's not going to be efficient, it's a long walk, but we're going to need stone for some stuff now. We've got the church, we're going to need the manor house, and that's going to need stone. 25 trade, 25 trade, 25 trade, slow things down. Trade route unlocked, hides. Okay, so let's pull these people off. You go back to chopping wood. You're chopping firewood, that's fine. Let's actually go to logging at the moment. Looks like there's some saplings, there's some trees that are going to regrow eventually. The question is, do I need the forest to plant new trees in specific zones? I think these will regrow by themselves, I'm not sure. But there's still plenty of trees for me to clear, like down here if I need to. But if I find that I'm burning through this too quickly, what I can do is I can set up a forester's hut. Right now, logging camp times 2. Rebuild up our timber, because then we can plank it. Everyone seems happier. Yes! 59% approval. Some of that's from food variety that will go away as soon as we run out of our last bread, but that's okay. And when the travelling trader comes, we will sell him all of those hides and life will be good. I assume I could process them. Could process them into leather. What's the price difference between leather? So hide sell for 4. Oh, I need to pay 72 for a trade route to sell leather, and it increases the value by 50%. That'd be worth it, but it's not worth the upfront investment right now. So we'll just sell the raw product, which is the hides. Alright, got a nice little medieval town here setting up. People like me, population is 18. I have no money, but I have oxen. Our base resource production is good. We've done a bit of clear felling, and there's going to be more clear felling involved, but that's okay. People have food, people have construction resources. And once this is clear, I'll just relocate the... I might not even relocate, I might just set the work area target down here. I think you can do that. Clear out this wood. We'll leave the forest on this side because that's where we hunt, but this will be our like expansion zone. And then once we're chopping down here, we'll try and make this like, this can be recurring chopping. And if we can ever figure out how to grow anything. I mean, the least shit area for growing is down here. We could grow rye, but it's already summer. So we'd probably want to plow and sow crops in the autumn. So not a rush there. Let's get the stone cutting camp going first. There we are. So let's start getting some stone income. I'm happy to do that to the expense of some wood income too. They're debranching trees, fantastic. Alright, life is good. Up to 7 families now. Wow, okay, hold on. I missed that. 141 regional wealth. A trader came... Oh, we wasted so many months not doing that trade route first. Okay. 141 regional wealth. That is fantastic. So what that allows us to do See, we can put up goats and chickens. Goats produce passive hides, which is more income. So I can spend income to make more income. Amazing. Well, oops, no, I don't want to demolish that. So let's get some goats. Because that'll produce passive hides. Let's go 3 of them. Not sure how many passive hides we get. Then let's build some more chickens. Because I'm all aboard the passive food production train. Because we are getting a population explosion and the wild animals are slowing down. Then horse, sheep, other resources that might produce things that don't require a huge amount of labor. Probably on the cards, but I'm liking passive hide and food production. Hides to produce more wealth, and wealth is used to produce more wealth and more food. I mean, if I was greedy, I'd even go more passive hide production. But let's get those built first, because they do require labor. Okay, I've also discovered the game apparently has a tech tree. We unlocked a development point by increasing the size of our town, and it looks like there are 4 directions, like warfare and manufacturing, which is like charcoal burning, which lets us use labor to convert firewood into charcoal, which is twice as efficient, so great. And then deep mining enables the building to extract resources indefinitely if placed over a rich deposit. So that's promising if you want to go down industry. This is trade. I'm not interested in trade. Then there's hard choices between, it looks like a gathering tree and a farming tree. Not all of which is, some of which is locked for early access. All this is interesting to me except for forest management. Double berry deposit? I'm not near one. Beekeeping is passive honey production, followed by wax production. Don't know what wax does, but honey seems like another sort of really nice food. I'm presuming it can be used in booze as well. Trapping is passive income of meat from hunters. Advanced skinning is double meat from goat pens. And pelt extraction is passive hides from traps. So taking that hunter-gatherer economy and turning it partly passive, not needing to actually have animals, you can just plant the traps and gather resources. Heavy plow, this is all farming. Heavy plow lets us use an ox to plow large fields more efficiently, which might be a way of compensating for low fertility. Fertilization allows us to fallow up a field and use it as pasture for like sheep and stuff and increase fertility. Bakeries, it's efficiency, I don't need efficiency. Sheep breeding, which is sheep grazing on pastures, slowly multiply. So if we buy just a couple of sheep, they'll become more sheep. Orchardry lets us grow apples at our houses, which goes to rye, which is a crop which would grow better in our shitty area. So the question is, I've established a field, it is 37% fertile, it's not very good. And we're in a situation where we might have to plow it by hand, because it's plowing season next month. It's August. In September, you'd have to plow the field. So we can go down farming and try and make farming work. Like, we can make farming work even though we are not a farming area. Like, we're growing, like, not good fertility. All the good fertility is in these territories that we are not going to get to. So we can go farming and try and make farming a thing by grabbing probably heavy plow, just to allow us compensate for low fertility by just having a bloody large field. We could instead go sheep breeding and say we're just going to pasture up instead. We're going to go wool into clothing. We're going to sell that stuff. We're going to have that as a secondary industry. We're going to go New Zealand style, produce that sort of stuff, sell it, and use that to buy whatever we need. We can go orchardry, rye, in order to get a crop that will actually grow in our area, plus add another bit of food side, like, income. Or we can go hunter-gatherer. And because I don't know yields, I don't have percentages. I have no way of making these calculations. But we could instead go passive meat income, passive hide income, and double meat from our goat pens, which we've also got going in a bunch of our houses. I didn't know they produced. I knew they produced passive hides. I didn't know they produced passive meat as well. So that puts in an interesting position. Or we can go honey wax. I have no clue what honey and wax do. Question mark, resources. This is not an alphabetical order. Note to the devs, please make this alphabetical order. Okay, there's no information on there. I'd also like some more information on what these things do. I must be blind. I must be driving you guys nuts because I don't see honey or wax. That doesn't tell me what that does. Okay, but it says generic storage, which says it's probably not a foodstuff. Anyway, I'm not sure where we're going to go with that. But yeah, this is the early stages of Manor Lords. I'm aware I went slow, but I am going in blind. I'm happy with where our little village is going. Of course, it isn't winter, but we've built ourselves up a decent stockpile of meat with the secondary income of chickens, which is giving us some eggs. So we have food, we have shelter. We've got a church, so people are moderately happy, so people are moving in. We've got a flow of building resources, so we're really close to being able to build our manor. We have 40 stone, 15 planks, 13 timber. So just saw a few more logs, and we're able to build our manor. And in fact, I might fast forward to that, because building our manor is sort of indicating that we have become the Lord of the Manor. And then I'm going to wind up this particular preview. Okay, so apparently the manor can expand over time. I'm guessing that's what the circle means. So, interesting. In that case, I'm actually considering... Let's demolish that. And I think we've missed the train on going into farming this season. I have a feeling we're going to do our first winter without farming. So we'll fallow that. Because getting everything sorted, I mean, if I staffed up right now, I might be able to start ploughing now. To plough and sow, it is autumn, it's the start. So if we started right now, we might be able to do it. But what I'm thinking is we'll throw the manor here. Delete one of these roads so there's room for expansion. I don't think my manor needs access to all the amenities like the church and stuff like that. So we'll sort of oversee the town. Plus, this way, all the town is between us and the enemy. Nice coincidence, that. We're up to 8 families. We have 50 wealth, so I can add some extra goats and chickens and things like that to get just that little bit of extra production going. I am worried that we're not able to hunt. We won't be able to hunt anywhere near the same speed we did, and demand is higher, so I'm thinking some more eggs, some more goats, get as much passive production going as possible to take the edge off. We have 4 months worth of fuel, which is good. That takes us into the first month of winter. Plus, I'm assuming we can chop wood during winter too, right? This has been really cleared out. That's fine, so we might want to relocate the logging camp. But yeah, this has been Manor Lords. I won't build the manor because I need to make a decision on what to do about farming. So, nice little in-depth, gorgeous little city builder that's running fantastic on this computer I borrowed and need to get back in a couple of minutes. I like it. I like it. It's a little bit more laid back than Frostpunk so far. I mean, I have chosen the mode where you don't engage in warfare immediately, and I haven't played through the first winter. But so far, pretty nice, gorgeous city builder that I've really enjoyed. Thanks to Hooded Horse for letting me preview it. Cheers to the dev who I believe has done this solo, which is pretty impressive. I'm not sure if I'll come back to it, depends on the reception the video gets, but if I do, what I'd like to know is whether I'm going into, am I going farming, am I going industry and trading for what I want, like going into clay and sheep and then selling rather than going into food production given the low local fertility, and where am I going? Am I going passive production and gathering? Am I going heavy ploughing, trying to make farming a thing? Or maybe I go charcoal burning, deep mining, and go full into industry. Love to hear from you. Hope you've enjoyed the title. New computer should be here in a couple of days, so the old titles like TI should be back shortly thereafter. Hope you've enjoyed, and see you all again soon.